Hi everyone and welcome back. This is the
Hello.
Adobe Live show, live from LA, Adobe Live, with Vasjen Katro, as known as Baugasm. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me. This is great.
That's exciting because we
I was looking forward to this all day.
yeah, we tried to be live together, to be fully transparent back in June, because I was working on this campaign, Hidden Treasure, it was a Bauhaus, you know.
Oh, nice.
And then I was thinking of you. Bauhaus, I have to work with Baugasm.
Of course.
But he's so busy. He was at a super cool conference in
Yeah.
New York and said, oh no, next time. And then I've learned that you were working on this Adobe Remix campaign for Adobe
Yes.
that we cannot show,
We can't.
but soon.
Sorry.
And then you're in LA, so that's
Soon.
awesome. And we
Yeah.
are live from the Adobe MAX, so
Adobe
maybe we
Max.
can show what's going on. Because we have, look at the beautiful booth we have. Look at that, guys. We have this new camera that can go everywhere. And we do a 360 view. Hi, Carlos. How are you? So you can enjoy also the illustrations. They are from Rocky Work, who was live with us
wow.
this morning.
Beautiful.
And we give away some stickers actually to the MAX attendees today. And you see the Adobe Live team working on this. Cool, that's a cool shot. Thanks to the team for showing that and for this beautiful booth. Okay, so maybe we can start with a quick introduction about yourself and your work, you know?
Yes. So, well, I'm a visual designer from Albania, and many people probably won't know where Albania is, but yeah. So
you're from, Armenia or Albania?
Albania.
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 Oh yeah.
Albania.
I know where
it's
this
in
is.
Balkans in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah. So I started this project called Baugasm almost 3 years ago now, and where I had a lot of work for clients, and I wanted to start something on Instagram. I had my personal account for photography, and I couldn't share a lot of design work in there. So I was like, should I share design work from clients? But I'm already doing that on Behance and stuff. So I said, okay, maybe I'm just gonna start a project. And I went back to this project I started actually 7 years ago, where I challenged myself to design a poster every day for 60 days, and sort of failed on day 40. And,
I love that. You know, we're working actually with our team and all our friends on Adobe Live on a project called Daily Creative Challenge, which is the same motivational program where I say, okay, I will give you a challenge every day.
Yes.
And so it's just pushing you to be more creative, use the tools more. So did you really feel the benefits? You know, as
Of
a creator?
course, yeah. There are so many things that I learned through this project. I learned a lot of things that probably before I wouldn't have the chance to play around with and experiment. And since doing something every day, it kind of pushes you to come up with this new thing every day. So
where is the best place to look at this series? They are on Behance too.
Yeah, most of them are on Behance. Haven't updated all of the designs, but
oh my God,
that's the first
365.
year. Yeah, that's almost the first year.
I really love this. Oh my God, I don't even know how you do that. I don't even want to know.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Just this, like, I'm crazy about this light, this texture.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit minimalistic. Every day, as I said, I'm trying to come up with a new design. So sometimes it's simple. This is the first poster, by the way.
This is the very
this
first
is
one?
the first post, yeah.
Sorry, I will zoom in like this.
It says,
Get rid of this.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
Just coming from an agency background, like everybody giving you a word to take off,
like
for what you
hovering art
want.
director.
That was the starting point. That was the starting point for me to sort of.
It's also fun for you, I guess, because you can feel the evolution. Like
yes.
like traveling back in time, and
you can see it from the beginning, like how I started with the posters and how the style also evolved later on. So it's been a bit of a challenge coming up with new things, but also really exciting.
Love this one.
Yeah, you can see like how it switched, and it's still evolving.
And this is the last day, right? 360. No, 360.
No, that's the first year.
But it's still around the end of the first year.
Around the end of the first year, yes.
And so you continue like for 3 years.
So yeah, I finished the second year.
Best of year
like
2.
Months ago. And yeah, this is best of the year 2.
Oh
now
yeah,
doing
with the chessboard.
The third year, yeah.
So when you start like every day, like do you have a picture in mind, or do you just write a word? Like Where is your source of inspiration before you start? Or you just experiment?
So
how do you work?
Most of the time, I just start from scratch with just one image and like one blank canvas that I have on Photoshop. Or maybe just go on the old poster I did yesterday, just delete all the layers, change the names, and start over with that. And like sometimes I have like a clear idea what I want to do or like something I want to try out, and I start with that. Or sometimes I just start over and just play around with it until I'm happy with the design. I move through applications, Illustrator, Photoshop, or sometimes I do also start doing this series of animated posters, videos.
Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram. I
so
think.
there are also those go through like a different process, like going through After Effects or Cinema 4D for doing some of the animations and things like that. Yeah, that's.
It's like
that's a simple
a
one,
printer, with paper like coming from the print.
For me, it's more like this is my playground. This is playing my video games. It's like expressing my creativity on my free time and.
So it's on your free time. So it's in addition to.
Yes, of course. So doing freelance work and also contracted work for different.
You know what it means? It means that you must be very fast. So it's like it's 4 p.m. 6 minutes in LA. So we have until 4 p.m. 55 to create something.
Okay.
With the new Illustrator.
Let's do it.
Because you know what? When I saw this, when I saw this, this type of work.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the new feature in Illustrator with the freeform gradient this morning, I was like, oh, this is for Baugasm project.
Yes, that's when I saw the new feature on Illustrator, I was like, this is like specifically designed.
This was designed for you.
For me.
It's a special build.
So
that's the name of the feature. It's a Vasjen.
It's Baugasmic. The new Baugasmic gradient.
Okay, let's start from a blank page. Thank you for doing this.
It's okay. So here I have Illustrator, but most of my posters, as I mentioned, are also in the end are all combined on Photoshop, because I use Photoshop as the main tool, and I use Illustrator as a way for me to generate a few things. So I'm just going to switch to Photoshop just to show you that here I have the template, and today I already have done this. Sort of knew that maybe we were going to do that. So today is day 44, and it's October 15.
That's good. 4-4. I like it.
Yeah, and my name is Katro, which stands for Quattro, 4.
Oh, Quattro.
Cat so
in French.
It's like
Cat. Yeah.
So all right. So here you have Photoshop, but I'm gonna get back to this later on. Let's say. So I'm gonna move to Illustrator, and before going to the gradient, maybe let's try something, or maybe let's start with the gradient. So I'm just showing exactly like how I would be dealing in a situation like designing a poster. So let's start. As you can see if you saw before in my work. I really love working with circles, so let's remove these. Okay, so now let's add a gradient. So before, like some of the stuff I was doing before, I was using like the gradient, what was it?
Oh, the mesh tool.
The mesh tool,
yes.
The mesh tool.
The mesh tool.
I was using the mesh tool.
It's not easy to control.
And not easy, but after a while it gets very heavy on the software, and it was like after adding a lot of points,
when
it was
you
very
export,
difficult.
it would take a lot of power.
It would take a lot of work,
yes.
And this is So let's start. Okay, let me make sure that I'm working on RGB.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, because the colors would be all different. So, okay, let's try it. There we go.
Okay, you already have some points by default.
Yes. So let's.
The way it works, so if you didn't watch the keynote this morning, is that you add points, as many as you want.
Yes.
For each point, you
can
have
change
a specific color.
Yeah.
And you can change the strength, so how much you want to diffuse and fuse the color.
Yeah, and you can make a Baugasmic poster in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so it's already
done.
Okay, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Now let's make it a bit more complicated. So I'm gonna add another point, and usually when I select the colors, I just select some of them,
and if you have any question for Vasjen, like feel free to ask in the chat, and I would be happy to ask your question directly to our guest. It feels good, huh? This like
Oh yeah,
it's
the
almost like
movement is
fluid.
like
Yeah.
exactly, like even opening, like making it.
So Lamont is asking, is it an updated mesh tool? So it's different. So the mesh tool is still there. This one is just much smarter, I would say, much easier to control, and the performance is really good. Like, I mean, you can see it right now. Like, it just feels natural. It's much easier to edit. Just the position of the origin of one color with the mesh tool.
Yeah.
Not that easy.
This is very coming from the background of using mesh tool for some of this. This is so easy, and there I think there is also an option that you can actually draw lines. Let's give it a try. So I can use this as basically as a pen tool.
Yeah, you can use curves also. Yeah, I prefer the points. Like
I prefer the points too. Yeah,
of the
but
lines.
Okay, let's stick to the points for now.
And someone is asking how do I create the points. So
you just tap.
Yeah, you just
tap
select the
and
type of
adds a
gradient,
new color, and now
which is not linear, which is not radial.
Yeah.
That's the freeform gradient.
It's
and
over
just
here.
tap to add points. It's super easy.
Yeah. So.
And Jan Erik has a question for you, saying that your work would be cool on a music album art.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
Have you worked with musicians already?
I usually prefer. I have done some work for friends of mine who are musicians and helping them out, but I get a lot of requests usually from musicians who they are like, oh, I would love this to have that, and I'm trying to collaborate with as many as possible, and I have
nice.
shared some of my already posters for some of artworks and licensed that as yeah. So I think this is not looking that bad, but let's make a.
It's very intriguing, like it's vibrant.
Let's make a duplicate of this.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, some more tips. Global edit.
Global edit.
So let's see what happens if we turn this around.
Global edit is
and
another
now
new feature that will automatically detect the same object on your artwork, and is asking you, okay, if you edit one of them, do you want to edit all the other one? So without creating symbols, in Illustrator you can create symbols and then place them and edit them. So it will just detect that, oh, actually that's the same shape everywhere. Do you want to edit it everywhere? Just to save time. There is a great demo this morning. It was more like, I think she was working on a cactus logo. It was Daniel Morimoto at the beginning of the keynote. And yeah, that's what she was doing. Now you're
so
playing
I'm just
with the
creating
lights.
a new version of this and see.
It's funny how you go around. That's funny.
Yeah, it would be cool if we actually animate this. Like,
oh yeah,
that would be awesome. But
one day maybe.
no, actually, yeah, can record the screen and do that. All right, so I'm gonna get the first circle, and before I move to that, maybe I'm just gonna go back a little bit here, and create a new artboard, or maybe just make this artboard bigger.
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me the planets that we have behind us. Like, look at that. Imagine if we had when we didn't have the tool. Like, it would be so much easier to create new Adobe Live planets.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. What happens actually if I haven't tried this, but let's give it a try. Like, where is the?
Oh, you're crazy.
The blend tool.
I think you're crazy.
Let's say.
Oh, yo.
200. It's gonna crash.
Oh my god, I don't know.
What?
Did you select it both? I think you need to select the two of them, or?
I don't know.
Okay, if you select the two of them.
Usually it needs
just
to
one?
work. I don't know.
Okay, let's try again.
Maybe
Let's try again. With the lesser steps, okay? So we don't crash the computer.
Yeah, let's try with just a normal shape just to see if.
Oh yeah, good idea. Like we just updated Illustrator this morning, so we have to. He's
give
an
it a
artist,
try.
He wants to experiment.
Yeah, here it's working.
Okay, so let's try again.
So
this
with this.
Okay, no. Do you think it's a? I can try with this. Yeah. No.
Seems like it doesn't work with the gradient.
Yeah. If there is a freeform gradient, maybe it tells you like.
Yeah,
Vasjen,
probably.
you're going too far.
You're going too far. don't do that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna
Beck
actually.
in the chat is saying, don't forget to save your work.
Oh yeah.
Good tip. Thank you.
Well, now if I would be doing this with a mesh tool,
The fear of crashing.
The-
Namo is saying,
the fear of crashing.
Can there be an infinite amount of points? Yeah, as long as your computer can handle points.
Yes.
You can create if you want 100 points, but I don't know how it will look like, but yeah, there is no limit.
So let's
limit
set
is your
this
machine.
to 300. Let's do it.
Nice.
Come on. Okay, so with the pen tool we can add like a.
Now you can add
Ooh.
You want to add something on the
Yeah,
path?
over here on the path. Yeah.
Okay. And then you can.
So you
Oh,
can
look at
just
that.
do.
Nice.
Now you can just.
Oh. You curve the path.
Yeah, but the cool part about this
like
is
a pipe.
that if you get the, what is this called? Warp tool? Yeah,
Yeah.
warp tool. It's not letting me. Weird. Okay. Okay, let's skip for now.
Yeah. Maybe it's on the shape.
All right, but I'm gonna use this as a.
You want to use this shape?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move it a little bit, and maybe add some more points here.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's duplicate it a few times. So
Okay.
yeah, this I'm gonna keep this as an asset for later on. Just
Yeah,
move
for your
it over
composition
here.
later.
Yeah.
Like this.
So I'm gonna copy this now and move to Photoshop and
Yes.
see what.
Yeah, let's make sure we
Oh.
keep everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you press enter, is it still black?
Let's copy. Maybe move it as a smart object. Oh, I know what's happening. Oh,
Oh,
you
it's
see,
here,
I'm
it's
not
here.
used to that. I don't
here.
have to press shift anymore. This
Oh,
is
yeah, right?
amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
We had the same with the.
I'm not used to that. If I press shift, it's like the other way around. Yeah, that was because the folder here with all the names has a style all over.
Color
So,
overlay. And,
yeah, so
and
when
it
I
was
added,
applying the color overlay.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So I'm gonna have this in here. Maybe I'm just gonna take all of them
Okay.
and make sure I add them on the same size here.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, so now
Okay,
I'm gonna make them
yeah.
more. Oh, again, the
Don't
shift.
press shift.
Oh,
That's the word of the day.
Where does my finger go? Okay, so I'm gonna have both of these here. I'm gonna rasterize them. So now, I was thinking maybe I can play around with some, like I can keep this one. Let's make a copy of this just in case. Just gonna get this part of this.
Okay.
And let's rotate it a little bit. This. Then that part. So now we have two
Oh, nice.
layers.
CC, like Creative Cloud.
Yeah,
Oh, why not?
it was not started with that, but that is a good
Why
idea. So yeah, this now usually what I do is on the layer that is on top, I get the brush tool, and usually I get some of the color there, but just make it a little bit darker, and I start like actually adding.
Okay. Like a shadow that you
yeah,
draw yourself.
yeah. Just do this.
Do you use the mouse only or?
Usually, yeah,
Me too. Yeah,
only on On my iMac, usually I use a mouse, but mostly I work on my computer. So another cool thing that you can do in Photoshop, actually you could do this also in Illustrator, but I'm going to show as an alternative. I just create this shadow. I have this shadow over here, and now I created a new layer on top of it, and I make this as a create clipping mask.
Yeah.
And now I can draw on top of this shadow with a different color. So now adding that, I can make actually this part here.
Ah, so the shadow is.
It's a bit.
Taking
maybe
some
you
lights.
can make it lighter. Yeah.
I see what you mean. Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then. Yeah. Let's go back to Illustrator and maybe get one of these shapes.
Do you want me to show you like a cool new feature in Illustrator?
Of course,
that
totally.
you like?
Yes.
Like, how do you feel about the toolbar here?
Oh yeah. Oh,
So there is something cool. That's this.
I already know what you're gonna show, but I forgot to. Oh my God, this is awesome.
So
now.
this is new. I hope
didn't
it
see
will
this.
be in
I
all
saw
the
that you
apps.
can arrange all of them like
Yeah,
there.
so you can
but-
arrange all of them, and you can say, for instance, okay, so this one I never use it, or this, you know, like if there is one that you don't use, or this one, let's say you use it all the time, you can say, okay, show it always
all the time
here,
as a separate one.
and you can rearrange it, and you can say, okay, this tool I never use it, so boom, you put it here,
Amazing.
and then you can save the toolbar. So you can say, this is my toolbar when I do Baugasm posters. And you can create another toolbar when you do lettering in Illustrator, depending on the tools you
So
use.
is this like you save it here, or you save it as a part of the what is
You
it
save
called?
it here, or the workspace. No, you
Oh,
save it
the
here.
works. It's
You
part
can
of the
load it at
workspace?
any
Okay.
time.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a super cool new feature. I really hope it will be in all the apps one day, but it's in Illustrator today. It's super nice.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will. I'll just copy this and.
Whoa, nice. Like so warm.
Yeah, let's have it so you can see. Just gonna move it on the. Yeah, so another thing that I sometimes use is also just getting an element on the background and then just duplicating one part of it and using that as a repeating section on the.
Like a pattern, or?
Yeah, like for example, I just got one part of that.
Yes.
Oh, you see, again I press the.
Don't press Shift.
Oh, okay.
And you only do Command Z now.
Oh, Command Z.
You remember the keynote? They added like two new behaviors in Photoshop this morning. That really makes sense.
It does.
Today.
Yeah.
But our brains are completely
I used to do it that
messed
way.
up, or because it's been like 25 years that we're working Photoshop in special way. So we need to
Yes.
learn again.
Especially the shift that you had to hold it in order to resize it.
The shift.
It's like, yeah, it had to change anyway. But we have to get used to. I have personally to get used to it now.
Oh, I see what you
Yeah.
mean by the pattern. Okay.
So I just repeat some of these elements, or like I get the lasso tool. Is it called lasso? Lasso tool.
So Jan is asking, are the workspace saved in Creative Cloud? So they used to be. I remember in the first version of Creative Cloud, you could save your workspace, like all your settings, they were synced in the cloud. We should double check if it's still the case today, because I remember that it introduced some issues, when you were working on multiple computers. It could be confusing for some users, but I remember that there was clearly the intent.
Let's create another gradient. This time I'm gonna use.
Okay.
Oh, there is no rectangle.
It's because of me, like I move it a rounding rectangle to the top.
Was it?
Maybe it's my bad. No.
No, it's okay. I'll find it. I wanted the warp tool before.
Or press M. M is the shortcut for the rectangle.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, but what I wanted to show before was
it's
what
M
if I?
like
Oh,
rectangle.
look at this!
What did you do?
You just select this, and I want the color of this rectangle. Did you know that?
Whoa.
I didn't know that.
You kept all the points.
Did it?
Oh,
No.
that's weird. What did it do?
Oh yeah, it kept the points.
Oh, it kept the points. What? That's great. That's much better than the mesh.
Oh yeah.
With the mesh, you cannot do that.
So what if I want to delete one of these? I just drag it like this? Oh, wow, okay. Works.
Boom, delete.
So
Cool.
Okay, what happens if I want to use the warp tool on top of this?
Oh, on the shape, yeah, here we go. Woo! It looks like it's moving the points too, you see? It's doing something weird.
So what if I...
What? You know, it looks like when you use the warp, it's moving the points away from the shape, so it deletes some points.
Oh, okay, I see now.
You see what it's doing? That's okay, you can create new points. Maybe you should save the shape on the right and do the wipe, and after you pick the colors.
This would
That's cool.
To animate. Okay, so, but the cool part with the warp tool is like, especially for this part, like I have this element, and what if I start using on the path of this the warp tool? You actually can just, you know, like...
Oh no, that's nice. Oh yo. It looks so weird and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, I went too far. I'll just... And the cool part is like, for this one here, I want to change the stroke and have it like a... Nah, maybe... Yeah, so now I'm just copy
that's
this.
better. Wow.
Again with it.
So good.
Or you can also just go dark with it and...
Did you invert?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
set this on the back.
So we cannot show it, but like you are at Max because you're working on an Adobe Remix, which is one of my favorite projects. So we ask artists to remix the Adobe logo. You know, the classic shape, the futuristic A. I don't know how to call it. So can you share maybe just the techniques you will use? Like, is it are you doing something crazy as usual?
With that, yeah, for me it was a big challenge because I wanted the whole project, how it's done is it's using moving from the physical world to also
analog to digital.
Sorry,
like analog to digital.
Yeah. So using like from acrylic paint photographing, moving that to Photoshop, sort of cleaning up a few things that were bad from acrylic and photography, and then actually using a feature from Adobe Sensei, powered by Adobe Sensei, the style transfer that by using like another image. For example, on my case, I used like a painting from Van Gogh in order to get some inspiration for the style
and texture.
The texture, and use that as a texture then on a 3D Cinema 4D to do some of the animations, and then move to...
Yeah. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'll
Do you know when it will be released?
I'm not really sure. Maybe next week, maybe after 2 weeks.
Oh, very soon. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure to.
I have to double
follow
check
him
on that
Instagram, Behance, because.
Yeah, I have also been sharing some of the behind the scenes. I mean, some sneak peeks on my Instagram of people who were interested on. But yeah, well, I don't know where I'm going with this now. I'm like, just. Yeah, this is the process. This is the everyday struggle. It's just not struggle, but the everyday fun. It's like, what can I do? What else can I do with it? Okay, let's maybe change. I'm gonna change the. I'm just gonna change the background. Just gonna make another layer and. So let's use one.
I dig it.
I'm
like
gonna
it.
add some shadow here too.
Ah, yeah. I like how you pen the shadow.
Yeah, it's more flexible
Okay.
for me to control it this way, because then I can make it for the object, but it's gonna add it all over the object. Then I have to make that as a separate layer from here. I think you know
yes.
what I'm like. Create layer, and it creates a
okay.
layer of each effect you added. But that's like a yeah. For some things I'm just used to do them a certain way, and I think this is the cool part about all the Adobe software is like you have really like an easy, like the proper way of using the tool, but in the same time it's like your own way how you used to work with the tool, and like by using it your own way you always can come up with new things because you never thought, like even what we were doing here on Illustrator was like, okay,
Yeah, like,
what happens if we do this, you know, like let's push it to the limits. All right, maybe I'm gonna add some gradient to this the old way.
The old way.
The old way.
From last week. That's the
From
old way.
last week, yeah. Yeah, so sometimes I like to do this. And another thing that sometimes I like to add like small details just to. Oh, I see you're replicating what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm trying to see like the blend mode. Like, I want to make sure that it doesn't work because that would be crazy. I know you were working on something crazy. Okay, where is the tool? Trying to get this tool working.
So I'm gonna add some. I usually add like small drawings, like with just a brush.
Oh, Lamont, he wants to be the Adobe CC logo for Halloween. Wow, that's a big project. Make sure to send a picture. Share it on Instagram, Twitter, at the Adobe Live hashtag so we can catch it. Oh, and it's time for a giveaway. Okay, so we will play a short video, the chat and win video, and I will explain what's going on. Okay, we're back, and really to reward you and say thank you for watching us from LA. We partnered this week with Sticker Mule. So Sticker Mule is a company, you know, where you can create custom stickers.
My sticker here is.
You have some. Oh, that's your Sticker Mule.
Yeah, that's my Baugasm sticker mule.
That's great. So if you win, you can actually print 100 custom stickers with your own design, maybe with something inspired by your friend here. That would be awesome. So it's super easy. If you're watching on behance.net/live, make sure to sign in on Behance and say something in the chat. Say hi, giveaways. I see that they're already typing a lot of stuff.
Oh, wow.
And we will display the name of the winner very soon. Top of my head. This is coming with fireworks. Syncing with the cloud and Adobe XD. Oh, there is a voice. It's Alexa. Can you hear?
Is it?
No, it's Alexa is speaking to us. Okay. Syncing. Here we go. You want to read the name? It's here.
Michelle Stella.
Michelle Stella.
Congratulations.
Beautiful name, Michelle. French name, Stella. Beautiful beer.
Michelle.
Congratulations. We will contact you, private message on Behance, and you will create your custom stickers. When you get your stickers, again, take a picture and share the picture with us. Okay, we really love to see what you create. Okay, this poster, I'm telling you, if you can send me a PDF, I want to print it at the office. I want it on my desk. So good.
I'm just coming from Italy from a conference, and
how
we
was
were
it?
giving away 1,000 posters.
1,000 posters?
Yeah, there were like
That's crazy.
2 different designs, like 1,000. People were lining up. was amazing, and
that's awesome.
And yeah, all those people coming there was amazing, and I appreciate everybody who already knows my work.
We'll do it
so.
because one day we need to bring you to San Francisco to be live with us like 3 days, and we can work on something like this where we give away posters.
Oh yeah, that would be
awesome.
Okay, I usually this is working.
So what are you trying to do now? Adding some lines for the composition?
Yeah, I'm just adding something in order to
energy.
Maybe I can just add a gradient to it and see. Yeah, so I'm gonna try something else. Sometimes what I do is just go to distort, displace, and go 200, 200. And I can select one of my old posters, let's say day 19.
Day 19, okay. Let's see what's happening. Did you save? Yeah.
And look what it did.
Whoa, what's going on?
It just...
You imported the poster on top?
It's like, yeah, it's distort, it displays the whole image with some old stuff. So this way I can reuse.
Yeah, you have some glitches.
Yeah, so I get glitches, but also I can reuse some of my old work. So now...
Oh yeah, that's better.
Background.
In the back. Wow.
Okay, not diagram. Maybe I'm gonna add on top of this
another one.
Like 500 with another day. 20, no.
Asa is asking the name of the sticker brand. It's Sticker Mule. That's the company we use, that you use. That's the company also we use this. Look at what we're giving away this week at Max. Do you have the GoPro? Oh yeah, look at that. These are stickers designed by Rocky Work. He was live with us this morning.
Oh,
so
I got
this
some
is
of those, yeah.
the video maker. This is the photographer. All the creative fields of Adobe Live. This is After Effects, you see, because it's like dancing and moving. It's very flexible. This is the UX designer with a VR helmet, Apple Watch. That's you.
That's
Illustrator.
Me?
Yeah, that's you. Do you have a tattoo like this? Ah, yeah,
like
you
that,
have a tattoo.
No, but I have another one.
You have a tattoo. And InDesign, so that's a graphic designer, layout, editorial designer.
Those are really nice.
That's the...
All right, so I got this from what it generated.
Whoa! No. Looks like a brush. Wow.
Yeah, the other thing is now I can just...
Play with the hue. Oh my God, it's so vibrant.
I'm just gonna copy one part of it. And now let's import the... What happens if I distort this one? Don't crash.
Just reuse your work. I mean, that's smart.
Yeah, because the displacement feature needs a PSD.
Okay.
And usually for me to generate something, I could just go on Google and find an image and save that as a PSD. But I actually
you already have plenty of pictures.
Yeah, so
that's very smart.
Yeah, just using those usually. Like the first time I was like, let's give it a try to this feature. And when I used it, I was like, well, here I have a PSD. And it worked out well. And I was like, this is how I use it now.
Yeah, or like, make sure you save. Save. Okay. He will save, don't worry.
Yeah. And this looks like a zebra now.
It's a zebra. Zebra skin.
Yeah, that's...
And we're still live today for 15 minutes. Maybe as you work on the zebra, we can discover what to expect tomorrow. Do we have this or no? Not really, but I can show you on, on Behance maybe. Okay, here we go. Because on Behance now we have the schedule. So we are live. This is now playing. Tomorrow we'll be back with the second, the keynote of day 2. You know.
Oh, nice.
So day 2 we invite inspirational speakers. Ron Howard, the movie director, he will be on stage. You know, he made Apollo 13. He made Da Vinci Code. Like, it's a big movie director.
Oh, nice.
Great photographer too, Abel Watson will be there. It will be awesome. And then after the keynote, we go back on this stage. We'll be with Bobby Chiu and Dan Mumford. You remember the keynote this morning? There was like augmented reality of an illustration. At the very end, you know, like it was going through in augmented reality through an illustration. It was an illustration by Dan Mumford. So he will be live with us tomorrow. Then Isabel will show us what's new in InDesign. We'll talk about Typekit, which is now Adobe Fonts. That's new since this morning. We will talk about it. And we'll talk about 3D, Dimension, and Adobe Stock, how everything works together. What's new in Premiere Pro and After Effects. What's new in Character Animator. And what's new on Behance. So, big day tomorrow. Make sure to join us. We have fantastic guests also tomorrow. It's funny because I just picked 2 minutes. We go back to your screen. It's completely different.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really moving.
Well, it seems like I haven't
fast.
improved much, but okay, maybe I'm gonna sort of like this part. Oops, there goes the grid. So let's make this a bit more complicated. I'm gonna use the perspective just to. So usually I just also go like just go and delete things, like I just.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. So you just let the subtle shape. I really like it. Was there anything like when you were a teenager that was really like super inspiring for you? Like, I was thinking about. You know, like I was speaking to a designer the other day who was super inspired by Akira. You know, like he was like,
oh, nice,
completely obsessed by Akira. But
yeah, for me, I grew up watching. Actually, my uncle he comes from print background, like T-shirt,
okay.
And grew up like having, especially with typography, having like remember having Helvetica, like from those plastic things, like plastic paper that you can scratch it and actually get the font out of. He had those, and when I was a kid, I was just using that just to make up words and things like that. So, like, but from cartoons, I don't know if inspiration comes from that. For the Adobe Remix though, like my inspiration for the whole thing was from 2001 Space Odyssey, from Interstellar, and Galaxy. And all these scenes
space,
that
science fiction in space.
Yeah, so it was huge inspiration from that. So sometimes I just do this in order to light them up. I'm not digging this part though, but.
And Baugasm, like how would you define it? Is it just Bauhaus and orgasm, or it's more than this?
Yeah, it's a bit weird, like as a name, but for me, in the beginning, I didn't think that much about the name. I was like, let's go with something like Bauhaus. I'm really inspired from Bauhaus.
I have 3 followers. I would be okay.
Yeah, I would be okay.
And then you wake up, you have like hundreds of thousands.
But actually, work out very nice because it's sort of a unique name, and when you Google it, it's it's like doesn't show up. Before it didn't show up anything. Now the only thing it shows up is my work or like other people sort of inspired from my work.
It's your brand now.
And,
it's
awesome.
It
sort of became a brand.
So what was this conference in Italy? Like, was it about design, creativity?
Yeah, it was Torino Graphics Days. It was about
Torino.
graphic, and there were some really nice designers coming from different agencies and also talking about their experiences, and so they also made like a exhibition with my work, so people who were just coming and listening to the talks were also sort of exploring around and seeing. Yeah, it was tough though. Finishing there the talk and flying directly here was long.
Yeah, it was
a long flight. It was intense, but it's worth it because I'm like exploring a lot of things here and meeting with really cool people. So
That's great.
and I'm playing firsthand with the software as soon as it is released. So
Oliver is saying, I like how to see how you add like sprinkle of elements
Yeah.
and getting more structured. Like
Yeah.
the more you add, and the more you're adding structure too.
yeah, but also like if you see now, for me, like it's even difficult. It's more difficult removing things than adding, because adding you can add a lot of things, but like removing them is you know, it's I did all this work and now probably I would have just get rid of a lot of things.
Okay.
So as clean as I keep it, I mean I will try to keep it as clean as possible, because that's one of the things that usually I come up with is like, do I really want to keep it like complicated? Do I want to go with something crazy, or I just want to keep it clean? And for this one, I think the style of usually how I do this sort of posters, I try to keep it clean.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try one more thing and see how that will work. So I'm gonna create a new layer. I'm just gonna take the brush
Okay.
and just paint over here. And
you're
now,
done.
yeah, I'm just getting the
Good job, you destroyed everything.
I'm just getting the lasso tool and deleting this.
Wow. And press shift.
Sorry?
You pressed shift.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my
after-
god. It would be like
So let's
like
do another
all
thing.
the Photoshop users for 1 week will be like,
Yeah, what is
I
it?
press shift.
No, but actually, if you think it's so, actually I also
nice.
have to press shift sometimes, because
Yeah, you want to distort.
when rotating or
Or
like-
stretch. Yeah.
like when I do want to make this sort of rotation, not
Yes,
like,
it's true. Like
yeah.
and follow the right angles.
Yeah.
The constraint. Yeah. Okay.
So you see, it's a matter of like just, this is my process in general. It's
Yeah.
like create something.
Yeah,
What
thanks
can
for showing it.
what can I do with it?
And I like how you create like big shapes and you say, oh, you know what? I'll just keep this part.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
now
yeah.
you start like rotating, transforming, and see how this part
Well,
like,
at this point,
becomes alive.
I personally would have called it like a like done, but let's add some background to. Let's play more with it and see.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna remove, because if I keep like this, I'm gonna start it from scratch. Yeah, some of the posters are even more complicated. Or I'm just gonna save this as a
The reference.
version. Let's save this. I saved, people.
Ah, okay. You saved.
Saved, yeah. Okay, so I have this one and then
And you have the copy.
this version.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get maybe rid of this on the second version.
Okay, so now you start removing.
Yeah, I just think cleaner.
We have asked them in the chat, if you're learning something new, say Baugasm in the chat. So they all say Baugasm now. That's
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Thanks guys. Thanks everyone.
So yeah, I just changed the.
Ah, the background, okay, to add more depth.
Oh,
That was nice. Almost disappeared. Oh, I see. Okay.
So usually when I also post the poster, I also ask like sometimes my followers is like, which version do you prefer? Because sometimes I'm not decided. Like, do I like this or do I like this? I can make like 4
We
versions
should ask them.
of this. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so this one is version.
Version 1.
Okay, do you prefer version 1, which is this one?
Let me just zoom into it. Yeah.
Or do you prefer version 2? So
Not a big difference, but this
still,
is cleaner, yeah.
still like with the color background and you remove the zebras.
Yeah, and also.
So say in the chat 1 or 2, and we will count the points. And there's a 30 seconds delay, so they will start answering in a few seconds. Okay. So far, 2 is winning. 2 is winning. Okay, 2. I'm counting here. Okay, 2. 1. Okay, 1 is coming back. 1 is coming. Okay, 2.
3.
3. Okay. 1.
Yeah, I like 32.
Okay, I think
1, 2.
It's almost 50-50. No, 2 is winning. And, now it's 1. Now it's 50-50. Come on. 2, 1, 1, 2.
Yeah.
You have to decide.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking I can post this poster on my Instagram
And ask.
and ask there. So if
let's
you
do that.
Yeah.
Let me show them your Instagram one more time. So to follow our friends, super easy. It's just instagram.com/Baugasm.
Yeah. Or maybe we can do this. Like you can let me know on my Instagram which one you like better, and I will give the poster away. Like one print, I can choose somebody.
Oh, that's super nice.
Yeah. So go on my Instagram and just
So the story will continue on Instagram.
Yeah.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Okay,
what if I
can
change?
Move back to Photoshop.
Change the color of the text actually.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, it's better.
Matches
it's
better with the.
I know they all want the poster now.
Oh,
you all win a poster. Do you think we have a Carlos shot to end the day?
Yeah, this adds a bit to. Actually, I could have done also the background.
Okay.
I could have done the background here.
And now they say definitely 2. Now they're like, okay, just edited 2 colors. Okay, version 2.
Version 2, yeah.
They are convinced now.
Well, I'm not convinced.
I mean, thanks for playing the game. Designing live and talking at the same time, showing new features.
I'm actually also sort of used doing this because this is how I started on sharing my behind the scenes on how I do this stuff. And
this is great.
I was like showing on my Instagram stories some of the behind the scenes, and people were like, "Oh, make full length tutorials and everything." So
let's use this new Illustrator feature. Import the background and see what happens. And it will be time to say goodbye to our friends after.
Oh. Oh, okay, I'm messing up. It's my fault. Okay, want a new point here with a different color. Yeah.
Yes.
So now
copy. This will be intense.
Oh. Now let's do it again. That shift.
No shift.
No shift. Let's see.
Yeah. I like because it's like CC, like Creative Cloud. That's why I like. You've been inspired without noticing.
Trust me, I didn't do it on purpose, but sometimes things that work out well.
Because it's subconscious. Oh, frame in a frame. Here we go. Oh,
Maybe
oh
just
yeah,
get it
yeah.
into-
Oh yeah. I dig it. I dig it. And as you are still working on the details,
Yeah.
it will be time to say goodbye to our friends. But thanks again for showing the process. I mean, it's
Well, yeah.
awesome, and answering the questions and playing the game of using these brand new
My
features
pleasure.
of Illustrator.
My
We're still live from Max. Maybe we can show you what's going on around us, and we can still say hi. See all the people like working in the booth. There is a workshop there. Here there are people printing T-shirts. It's us again on the Adobe booth. Thanks for watching us today. We've been all super nice and passionate in the chat. It was a real pleasure, and we'll be back tomorrow. Okay, so make sure to watch us live tomorrow from LA. We'll be back at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so 10 a.m. the time in LA for the day 2 keynote with inspiring speakers. And right after the keynote, we'll be live with I think 7 or 8 guests like from this booth. Thanks again for sharing.
Well, this was amazing, and yeah, thanks for having me. And finally, we met and we did
Yeah,
this.
beautiful
So,
poster.
yeah.
That's awesome. And to
Yeah.
be continued on Instagram, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Make sure to follow him, instagram.com/Baugasm. And see you all tomorrow. Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.